Automata is a way of telling a story through mechanical means. So I first learned about Automata, I was in my teens. It was a place in Covent Garden, and in the basement there was a shop called the Cabaret Mechanical Theatre, and there was so many of these automata on display, and I was completely hooked. And what I liked about it the most was that you could see all the mechanical workings. You could see how they operated, and as soon as I came out of that place, I just wanted to go home and I wanted to start making. My name is Oliver Pett, and I'm an automata maker. I don't know, it's really funny because I always knew in the back of my mind automata was what I was going to do for a living one day, but I was never ready for it. And it just involves everything that I love to do. It's not one particular skill, it's just so vast, because I love learning all the skills, whether it's pottery or sculpture, cabinet making, or it just involves everything. But that's why I've stuck with doing automata. I never really looked at the business side of it. For a long time I didn't know whether it was sustainable, whether I could actually make a living from these. It's such a niche craft, and I always used to think, who's going to buy these? The first 2 years were incredibly difficult, really, really hard. I struggled, trying to find money each month to pay my mortgage. But as I worked harder and harder at the social media side, I started to get a lot more and more interest in people wanting to buy my stuff. And I'm now at a stage where I feel comfortable. I've got that audience. If I make a run of say 10 or 20, people now buy it. Yeah, it's comforting that you get that. The idea is I find actually the hardest thing, because you got to transfer that into some sort of a mechanical way. I'll do one sketch of my idea, just a basic layout, but I'm able now, and my strength is I can work straight from my head. I will start to carve out the sculptures. I like the feeling of having a knife in my hand and just chipping away the timber, and there's a real joy about it, the fact that I can do it as well. I want to produce something, I can get that now. So that's a nice side of it, just being you, a knife and a piece of wood. I will try and get all the movement, ways in which I can do that, maybe whether it's through the body or some external way. And once I know all these linear movements or rotational movements, I will then plot that on computer. And then that's where the technical bit comes in. I can work out all the geometry, the layout, and I will then from that just build all the components. And then the best bit is me putting it together to see whether it works. So there it's obviously that organic feel with the sculptures, getting that human story out, and then the real technical engineering side of it. Myself, I'm really trying to find a style that fits me. I look at some of the past makers that I admire, and I take little aspects from them, put them into my pieces. My work before this, I was a flooring contractor, and I was away a lot. I was missing time with my family, and hopefully that I can be an inspiration to them as well. Hopefully I can show them that if you have a dream, you can do it. You have to have the passion though. The passion is not there, I wouldn't even attempt it. Although I do long hours now, I'm a couple of steps away from my house. My happy place is my workshop. It's my sanctuary. It's where I come into, time stops, just stand still. I don't have to worry about what's going on in the world. I'm fully focused on what I'm doing. I'd be in here 24 hours a day if I could. the process is the fulfillment. All that time that I've taken to learn these skills, that's the enjoyment. Knowing that I've got all that skill and able just to put my idea into action and get the end product, you know. Be able to take 5 minutes to look at it and think, I've achieved that. You know, with all I've learned throughout my life, I'm now at the stage where I can do that. You know, that is the fulfillment for me.